Well, let's start then. If everyone's familiar with the message, it's just negating the idea of a messenger or a hearer or the heard, yes? So non-duality means not two. What's the closest two-ness there is? The sense of view moving from subject to object to subject. So the simple example is sometimes you're sitting here and you're being thought about and you're pictured as an object, and sometimes you're sitting here and you're thinking, seemingly, and that's putting you as the subject. Non-duality is a negation of the subject object. Yeah, that's all it is. It's not killing it or vanquishing it or destroying it. It's just a negation. You just start losing interest in it because when it presents itself as you meet it with an understanding it's not you, basically. And then you don't have to try to point your interest and attention to anything. It's going to point out to you what's going on, but the interest and attention is going to move from this preoccupation called you. It's just that simple. You can't forget you. You cannot get out of you. Self cannot get out of self. If self tries to lose interest in self, that's more interest in self. This is the way it sort of works. It's a no way. There's just negating the premise that we're living from, and then suddenly, quickly, without any time or effort, seeing things anew. Yeah, A-N-E-W. Yeah. If you need a reminder, there's satsangs. Yeah, if you want to feel a sense of that presence that you are, you can feel it in a satsang, hopefully. And then the constant reminder is not about what you are, it's about what you're not. Because you can describe what you're not. Can you hear me? I'm outside for the first time. All right. They let me out of the asylum for this hour, so
Hey, you sound good. We hear you great.
making the most of it. Oh. So the message is just this idea of negating. Negating what? What you're not. What recognize it? What you are. Yeah. You can't get to what you are because you're starting from what you're not. So we need to negate what you're not, in a sense. And then you realize that was an imaginary starting point. There's no need for a correction. It never actually was. It was just seeming to be. As long as we believed it was appearing to be true. When we hear a message that negates that or questions that, when the belief is moved, you don't believe it to be true. Yeah. And now instead of looking from what you're not, you see what you're not looking. Yeah. As simple as that. Yeah. And then it just, how many corrections are needed? I don't know, 0, 1, 3. I mean, how many solutions can you have for an imaginary problem? I don't know, 12, 15, 0. It doesn't matter because when you arrive, it tells you on having never left. Have you ever had one of those moments when something just got life seemingly as Paul got interrupted and something hits you, and when you recovered, there was a lasting sort of taste in it, which is it's always been this way. Yeah. So that little bit of free sample doesn't provoke millions and millions of reinforcements. It just tells the truth. It's always been this way. It may sound like a whisper, but it just keeps on. It's like an unspoken yes that reverberates and reverberates and reverberates. Doesn't need any advertising or propaganda or reinforcement. What needs reinforcement is the understanding about what we're not. Yeah. Because the emperor, having no clothes, has a lot of clothes it can put on. Yeah. And when you recognize the emperor has no clothes, it stabilizes when it turns into an understanding. No matter how many clothes it wears, it still has no clothes. Yeah. That's when it really radicalizes. Yeah. If not, if you believe seeing the emperor with no clothes was a peak experience, then you may be desiring or seeking to have that event. But the free sample of seeing the emperor with no clothes is to allow a recognition that no matter how many clothes it wears, it has no clothes. Yeah. You didn't catch it in an off moment where it had no clothes. It has no clothes. It may be wearing a lot, but it has no clothes. And it's a convincing, that's a present tense verb. You're constantly being convinced in this convincing. Yeah. You're not reinforcing it through repetition and through denial and this and that. It just repeats itself. Yeah. It's beautiful. And so once the emphasis or the, let's say, the percentage of interest moves from what you're not and now is resting in what you are, which it's always been resting, it's just been agitated in this appearance of what you're not. When it rests there, things that you had no ability seemingly to see will be easily recognized. It's just the way it goes. It's like being given a gift of sight, so to speak. Yeah. And when you're giving the gift of sight, it's like that story about the poor guy, the beggar at the gate of the city, and every day he's begging money and stuff. And one guy doesn't give him anything, but says, "Hey, why don't you look in your pocket?" Now he's a little too prideful to do it at that point, but when he gets to his little hovel after the day of begging, he put his hand in there and it was a big chunk of gold. Yeah. So basically, all the while he was begging, he had the gold that he needed or wanted. Yes? Yeah. Did he stop begging? He may not have, but now he's doing it in a much looser manner. Every time he starts forgetting that his financial condition is based on how much he can beg, he just puts his hand in the pocket and gets freaking reassured. Yeah. And then over time, there's less and less of that provocation of getting anxious and afraid because he's felt that gold enough that he knows it's there. Yeah. Beyond knowing it like a book knowledge, but a real knowing it. Yeah. A knowing it before knowing stuff. Yeah. Just like we used to use the example of if you have a place to live and you go to work, do you forget you have a place to live? You're not at the place to live. You can't see it. Yeah. You can't feel it. You can't touch it. You can't verify it, but you know you have a place to live. Yeah. Now, if you have to stay overtime, would more time make you forget you have a place to live or to bring doubt to you have a place to live? I don't think so. If your job sent you to Europe, would that make it much, would that guarantee that you forget you have a place to live? Probably not. Because the knowledge you have a place to live is not of time and space. Yeah. You know it. You know it. You're soaked in it. Yeah. This is what they talk about as the I am. There's no need to prove the I am. It's self-evident, as they say. I am, you're on. Yeah. So this is the touchstone. And when you touch this stone, it reverberates. Yeah. But we can't seem to arrive there because we're starting from what we're not. And what we're not, seeing itself to be all we are, our own nature is a point of arriving. Yeah. I'm going to have to do a lot, go a lot, take a lot of time to get to where I actually am because of the fixation as what you're not. We just negate that fixation. And then even if you have the habit of thinking you have arrived, you get whispered every time you arrive on having never left. Yeah. And maybe now you go through the act, oh, the head's getting ready, it's got the candles on, it's putting the chimes, this and that. It's getting ready to meet what already is. Yeah. Let it do its little fucking show. Yeah. You know better, so to speak. Yeah. Don't waste any time trying to convince it. It's no point. That which is of time believes to get somewhere, it's going to take time. But you're not going anywhere. Have you ever gone anywhere? Literally? Yeah, you went a lot of places, but there was one seeming constant, you. So in effect, have you ever gone anywhere? And if you did by getting overdosing or going into a coma, when you come back to that which you wish you hoped you had left. This is what used to flip me out all the time when I overdosed, sort of on purpose. I was so pissed when I woke up in the same movie, except with some extra uniforms in the room. I was so freaking pissed. I really wanted to get out of here. I can't get out of an imaginary place. It's impossible. I can't arrive at where I already am. I cannot become what I already am. I cannot find it. I cannot lose it, which is really good. Yeah. It has a different effect on everything else. I mean, it's just negating the false primary point and then allowing a primary point to become obvious. We don't even allow it. It just becomes obvious. Yeah. All is needed is to negate this idea of you. You don't go, if you see you're not this idea of you, you don't start looking for another you. It puts it to rest. Yes. You don't have to do a double take. It's not like I lose interest in that and I gain interest in that. No, you just lose interest in this and see what happens. Yeah. I met Mike from Mexico, sat in front of a meeting we had. His face was going through thousands of contortions. But I knew he heard the message. Yeah. Just knew it. And then just come home doing whatever. And then Mike appears on the Zoom. And then he tells me, oh, Jesus Christ, a lot of things came to an abrupt end. And I had no idea that all this interest was really just more interest in me. This is not like an unusual phenomenon. This is the easiest, softest path. It's no path at all. It's disarming. It's not calling you to do fucking anything. It's just asking you to look if it's you that's doing everything. Yeah. If you believe it is, then do the right thing then. And if you feel like you need to do something, you better do it. But if you see it as not you, yeah, if you're not moved, you're not going to do anything. Yeah. You're not doing things to get moved. If you're not moved, you don't do it. Yeah. It's like a whole different way. It's like starting from the horse instead of the cart. Yeah. I hope you can hear these chimes. Yeah, can you? No, it's wild. How can I'm sitting at the same place, but you're not sitting at the same place.
It's noise cancellation software.
Oh, noise cancellation.
It's designed for voices. Yep.
Who decides who's got what noise to be canceled?
The algorithm.
Oh, the algorithm.
No, Zoom developers. Yep.
The algorithm didn't even call me and ask me if I wanted to hear the chimes and share it with you.
I would love to hear.
Wow. Is there a way we can correct that?
There actually is a switch somewhere, but it'd be a deep dive. It would be we'd have to go into settings and do a bunch of stuff.
All right. Thank you then.
I feel like that's what happened to me, Paul. I had some noise cancellation software just show up.
That's right. Wait till you get the bill. 00000. You didn't get anything, so we can't charge you for nothing.
Yeah, it was thanks for nothing.
That's right. The good news. It's hard to commodify this. If you can commodify it if you put it into space and time, for sure. But if there's a recognition, it's not of space and time, I don't see how you could commodify it. You're just going to get a whole lot of nothing. I mean, there's nothing new in non-duality. It's the same. You see the two-ness of what we're taking to be a oneness. In other words, we were talking about it today. If you don't mind, I want to I know some people that have had run-ins with the court system and the law. Yeah. Now the law cannot capture the subjective experience of the dreaming. Yes. That dreaming is an interpretation. So let's say someone I know was under abuse for 8 years. Yeah. Mental and emotional abuse, finally broke down and bit the person or did something. The law starts there. When you bit the person or if you slap the person, they can't capture the other shit. Yeah. And this is how it's defined, because we take this place to be real. Yeah. We miss the whole event of it. Yeah. Like when you send someone to prison, each person that goes to prison does not have the same experience. Obviously. Yes. Some people do great in prison. There was a guy in the early days that I was reading non-duality. He woke up in prison. Yeah. That wasn't it was supposed to be a form of punishment. That didn't seem to be punishment. Yes. But because we're taking something unreal to be real, we miss the whole freaking point. Remember in the old days for when people got shell shocked, yeah? In the army, they were always ridiculed and made to be seen cowards, yeah? Because they didn't have any physical damage. But the real damage is of the mind. Yeah. And now begrudgingly, they've grown into it, post PTSD or whatever. Yeah. But for just an incredible stubbornness to deny that if you can't see it, it ain't happening. Isn't that insane? When everything we can see is actually truly not happening. Only as a dreaming. Yes, it is. It's incredible. So we're awake in this, what would you call it? In the awake dream. Yes. There's the night dream, and this is called the awake dream. We're awake, but we still take the dream to be real. Isn't that incredible? I can see when you're asleep, you'll take it to be real, but usually you're guaranteed if you wake up, you'll see it as unreal. Yes? In the morning. Doesn't the night dream have a back door? If you wake up in the morning, all the fear that was provoked in the night dream gets dissipated like that. Because it's like you were taking an imagined tiger to be real. When it's shown not to be real, it doesn't slow up and go real, and then real, unreal, it's just like that. Yeah. It was real as real can be. And then in a flash, it's not real. Not real. Very rarely do you go back during the day thinking it was a real tiger, do you? Yes or no? Do we? It's out of dispute. You recognized it. I woke up in the morning. That thing I was super afraid of, I'm not afraid of. And I bet you're not going to be afraid of it until you go back to sleep. This is the awake dream, but we're refusing to be awake to it. Yeah. We're taking it real, and the interest and attention, which is rooted in the head, and the brain is a part of the body, and it is interpreting your life to the body, which is unreal in a sense. Yes. So that which we're relying on is in complete allegiance with the unreal, to the point that we are awake in this awake dream, but we don't think so. Yeah. Because what we're awake to, we take to be real. Yes. And we don't have any built-in mourning. We don't. We don't have a built-in mourning like the night dream has. Some night dreams are insane, yes? But no, it doesn't matter how insane they are. It may affect you for a little while, but it dissipates pretty fast. We're in an awake dream. We are awake. Yeah, awake, but we've been positioned as a point of false evidence that's appearing real, then start seeing everything else that's false to appear real. Yeah. We're projecting this reality to this place. Somebody tried to get in. Yeah. They call it the awake dream. Did you ever read some of Ramana Maharshi? I think he says it's the awake dream. Yeah. So all forget, blessings that we have a morning from those night dreams. Hey, this is the morning for the awake dream. Yeah. Instead of taking a sleeping pill, you take a non-duality pill. And now you look at what you and you see it doesn't matter about all this. You see this as false evidence. Yeah. You see this as a non-existent thing that has been hybrided to existence that's moving through it by the head. And now the head has the non-existent thing as an existent thing. Yeah. Dream on. Every night we get an incredible free sample. Yeah. You take something as real can be, but if you went in the morning, you don't. Well, here's our morning. Yeah. We're offering you our morning through satsang. Seriously. Yeah. You don't have to see everything as a dream. See the idea that you're the seer, the hearer, the feeler, the taster, the toucher, that you're a thing that has the qualities of no thing, that the no thing is the secondary attribute to the primary attribute of thingness, and having that just seen to be different. Yeah. To have the horse being no thing and the cart being thing, instead of the cart, yeah, being the thing, being the no thing, and whatever. I just lost myself there. Yeah. This is all it is. You lose interest in what's taking everything to be real, and you fall into reality. Yeah. As Ramana Maharshi says, the greatest mystery, being ourselves reality, being right now ourselves reality, the greatest mystery is reality wanting to attain reality. What are we doing here? Many of us. We've been reality taking itself to be something that's unreal, wanting to have reality, all the while being what it's looking for. Yeah. This is the beauty of the message. It's totally disarming. Remember that movie Fight Club when Ed Norton he had a guy that was harassing him, Brad Pitt, and he's getting screwed by Brad Pitt, and he's bitching about Brad Pitt, and he's complaining about Brad Pitt. And then at the end of the movie, he gets beat up by Brad Pitt in a car parking lot underneath the building. Big drag out, knockdown fight. And somehow or another, he finds a video of it, and there was no Brad Pitt there. He was punching himself, kicking his own ass. Yeah. And unbelievably, he didn't specialize that revelation just to that moment. Seeing it wasn't Brad Pitt in the car park, he saw that there was never a Brad Pitt. You see? You don't have to go through every phase. You see the unreality of something, and then you see the unreality of it. Yeah. It can go, what? Yeah. Just like it did with Ed Norton. He didn't have to go over every video of every place he was where he got screwed over by Brad Pitt to make sure it wasn't, he got it. He punched himself. He saw the video. Hey, I'm punching myself. That was that. There wasn't Fight Club 2 and 3 and 4 with these, a fucking buddy movie of Brad Pitt and Ed Norton. No, he got it. This is the message. Yeah, it is. You hear it, it makes trigger an unspoken yes, and that reverberation, that's the vibration of truth, I feel. Yes? And then take your cues from there. I haven't done a thing for a long time concerning this topic. I haven't. I have my girlfriend, Amelia. She really loves passion fruit. And she'll go way out of her way to get a passion fruit thing. And her obsessive love for passion fruit kills every passion fruit plant she gets. They're not allowed to grow because they're being demanded to grow. And it just never works. Yeah. Losing interest is the key. You lose interest in the need to be liberated. How? You see you're not that which needs to be liberated. That's how you lose interest in it. Yeah. Then the qualities or the attributes of what you thought you were going to acquire or attain or arrive at or get, you find out are coming right here and now. Yes. You're living the life of liberation from the need to be liberated. Right now, in Novato, California, on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah. You're living the relief, the liberation from the need to be liberated. It's incredible. Yeah. The setting hasn't changed much. I'm not in Tibet. Yes. I haven't sacrificed everything. I haven't mea culpa'd myself into fucking whatever. Yeah. Just a loss of interest. And now that interest, instead of going to that target of liberation, can listen to the chimes. Yeah. Except for the algorithm for you. Listen to the chimes, to feel just a cold little wind come right now, to see the colors of all the trees coming in. Jasmine just did its job for about 2 weeks, and now it's dissipating. All this stuff. You're available and present. Yeah. You've been convinced you can never be out of any moment. So what's the point of trying to be in the moment? You can't be out of it. Yeah. You realize your head was trying to get out of shit it was never in and trying to get into stuff it was never out of. I mean, how insane is that? Yeah. So there is a point when there's a correction, and that takes a need for any other corrections. Yeah. There's a point where there's surrender, and then in here it turns into surrendered. Yeah. You're not in argument or debate. You're not going back every year to check things out. It's just been put to rest. Yeah. And therefore you can rest. Great. All right. Well, I'm sorry for the delay today, but that's how Zen Bitch Slap rolls. Very haphazardly. Yeah. All right. Anyone?
Perfect. Thank you both.
Oh, Bitterman, you took over, eh?
Yeah, I'm here back and forth running around, but I don't think I have it co-hosting, but I'm here.
All right.
Hey, Paul, it's Mike. It's not a question, but I would, just before we started the meeting, or before I thought we were going to start the meeting, I overheard a little piece of YouTube video, and it's from a supposedly awake teacher. I don't know. I don't have an opinion about that one way or the other. But and she's pretty well known, pretty famous. But she was talking about her new passion is exposing teachers of spirituality, let's say, who are not genuine. And ethics, spiritual ethics is her thing. And I was thinking about that before we started the satsang, and it was just sort of waving in, washing in and out. And I have a hard time seeing anything wrong with that. with if somebody thinks somebody's not real or not a charlatan or teaching something that's not correct or whatever, what's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it feels to me like awareness or whatever that's prompting everything. He's just doing his thing. Shit just happens. There's no.
Yeah.
You can't attribute. I can't attribute any motive. I don't have any place judging somebody's motive or anything. What? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but.
Well, ethics is a slippery slope, eh? I guess. I don't know. We stay out of all the. I learned something very profound from recovery, which is we don't have any opinions about outside stuff. So if it's not happening here, I don't really hold an opinion. If I do, it's personal and therefore not worthy of being shared, probably.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's how it feels. That's how it feels.
I think I've heard this before, but it was about people taking advantage of their position and doing some hanky-panky in some ways. That's why they have the word ethics in there. Yeah.
Maybe,
So
yeah.
to be ethical doesn't mean it's not crazy wisdom or anything like that, but just to be ethical. Meaning,
Right.
Because obviously we look at the message more as the messenger, yes?
Right.
And so then the messenger is accredited with superpowers or whatever, or above all things. And there's a vacuum where things can get a little dicey, yeah? Because somebody who's in that position can use that position to affect others, yeah, or get things from other people. Yeah, it happens a lot remember, with all the gurus and stuff in the 60s and 70s, and then they would explain to you that what they did was Leela, like the play, and to really just do what they say, not what they did. Yeah. But every one of them would do the same thing: sex, drugs, and something else. And you're figuring, why not be humble? That will fool us now. You know what I mean? But they had this whole thing going. And I think some people were feeling that, because ethics means some kind of protocol for, watch your behavior, so to speak. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think if it's a personal opinion or judgment, it doesn't really have much importance as far as I'm concerned.
When teaching and teacher is always unauthentic. The teaching is what's authentic. Yes.
Mm.
What it's coming through is always going to be a fraudulent situation. Yeah. It's like those people, you know, I used to get these things on Facebook, and there was some people in Tibetan Buddhism that were recognized as enlightened. Yes. And everyone thought they were enlightened. Everything was great. And then as they aged, they got senile and they went into dementia. Yeah. Now, a number of people got very confused because they thought the body was representing a person, an enlightened person. Yeah. Which it isn't. And then when that enlightened person became a senile, demented person, it was a little like weird, like, what the fuck? But there was no person ever enlightened, and there's no person ever really demented. It's just something that's happening through the event. Yeah. Yeah. So the message is the key, I feel. Yeah. And the messenger is subordinate. Yes. Yeah. Some people may try to put the messenger at first, and then the ethics can go a little crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Like if someone says only, but you know, it's whatever. Yeah. But I don't have any opinions on it, which I just shared about 20 opinions. But I don't have any really sticky opinions about it. If non-duality was a club, I would definitely get kicked out, probably. I would definitely be reprimanded for the cursing from the early days. Why the hell did you pick the title zenbitchslap.com? It's a little bit misogynist or something like that. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah. I don't see myself. I see myself as a hose. Yeah. I don't have any authority. Yeah. You're the authority in a sense. If this works for you, great. If it doesn't, great. Yeah. Yeah. I can only share where I am, but I don't, I mean, I would hate to be the one going authentic, unauthentic, authentic, unauthentic. Yes. Did you ever hear of Carlos Castaneda? Remember those books when you were young? I
Yeah.
love those books. I swear. I got so much out of them. And then there was a giant campaign to sort of debunk him completely. I don't give a shit. I got a lot out of the book. I don't care about Carlos Castaneda. Then later on, I met a guy who was with him, who I respect quite a lot, a Zen sword master who was with the witches and him for a few years. Yeah, and he gave me a whole different take on it. But it didn't matter. Carlos Castaneda didn't affect me. The book affected me. Yeah. 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 And I got a lot out of it.
I basically failed high school reading Carlos Castaneda.
Yeah. 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 So
Well, it's like you're talking about going to your meeting, your getting dried out meeting for years and years and years on Monday nights, and the person, quote unquote, that's delivering the message changes radically from one week to the next, depending on what's on his mind and what pain he's in or whatever. But the message just stays.
yeah.
That's the important thing. Nobody, if anybody's expecting a guru to be perfect, they're going to be disappointed. Always, always, always.
Well, that's the value.
Yeah, that's the point. And that's why I'm saying I think it may be just as important to listen to somebody who's other people think is a charlatan. Even if you get to the other end of the road quicker, why not?
Listen,
who
man,
knows?
I've done a great job. I've done a great job of disappointing tons of people.
You're working overtime. I can see that.
Definitely. Spend a few days, just a couple hours, come over, and you'll be terribly disappointed. I remember, you know how you stay special? You limit familiarity. In our little group, we're all familiar. A lot of us are very familiar with each other. We spent a lot of time with each other. People would we just had like, I was running a woman's retreat here, basically. There was like 12 women that we know from this thing came here for the weekend. And I was like we were going to stores in Haight-Ashbury, and I was telling the person at the store I was the bus driver. And it's a female retreat. It was incredible. Yeah. Spent hours and hours with them. If you wanna be a real teacher, be very, very infrequent. Yeah. Get up before they get up and leave before they leave. Don't come out early, stay there to the last minute. That will allow a mystique to grow, yes? But if you, it was against my whole career, because people always come and visit me and they buy me lunch and dinner. The people that are here started that way. Now I have to buy them fucking coffee. I haven't had a free lunch in years here. But there's a point to it, man. Like they said, if you see the Buddha on the street, shoot him. Because this is what we do. We project what we are, or what we are not unaware of what we are, onto someone else. And they have to fail us to succeed. To be a successful teacher, you better fail the people. Yeah. We want to always project out. It's a way of comfortably denying that we are what we're looking for. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. See this, listen, Mike, or whoever. Let's say we had a money thing here, huge money thing. Just like here, where I am, I'm hearing the chimes, but you can hear the chimes. But if you paid me a certain amount of money, then I would open the third ear instead of the third eye, and then you'd hear the chimes. I have a little thing. But nothing is secret. It's the open secret. It's the gateless gate. Yeah. Nothing is being kept from us. Yeah. It's right here in plain sight. But it would be trippy, eh? All right, Bitterman donated $50. He gets chimes.
I think I hear him.
Start with only the left ear first. Sends me another 50, right ear, stereo.
He looks like he can hear it. I can tell by looking. He looks like he can hear it.
And but the funny thing is, if you stop listening to me, you'd hear the chimes inside. Yeah. No, I don't mean now. I mean if I was doing the little money thing. Yes. Yeah. It's like the lady, the story about the woman had this lovely necklace. It's a famous story. And then she loses it and she gets really bummed out. She loves that necklace and stuff. And she's complaining to all her friends. And then they decide to join together and they're going to look for the necklace. And they spend a lot of time. They can't see shit. Yeah. Can't find it. And then they hear a story about a guy up in the north that swears he could help you find the necklace. So they go on a pilgrimage to find the necklace. And no, when they got there, they had to do this and that and this and that to get ready to find the necklace, to be in, all this stuff. It's just like a giant layaway plan. And then suddenly a guy passes by and he goes, "Hey, you have such a beautiful necklace." And finally, the lady puts her hand on her neck and feels the necklace. Yeah. She was just listening to the head, didn't investigate anything. Yeah. Found the necklace. And this is the dreaming aspect of it. When she was dreaming, she lost the necklace. She was bummed out. Yeah. And then when she found the necklace, she was ecstatic. But did she find the necklace? No. Did she lose the necklace? No. Yeah. So that ecstaticness was part of the dreaming, because it was based on finding something that was never lost. Yes. Remember those people used to know they'd steal something from you and then go out and look for it with you? Did you have quote unquote friends like that? They take something from you, and then to disguise it, they go out with you looking for it. This is like the head. Exactly. All right, anyone else like to share? Oh, I like this. Set up professional audio and audio settings. Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else?
I'll share something. This is Marilyn.
Oh, come on in, Marilyn. Yeah.
You mentioned Carlos Castaneda. And
Yeah.
last night I was watching a documentary about, it's called The Secret of Carlos Castaneda. It was made in 2018. Very, very interesting and very, very in-depth and detailed. And I just think it's another coincidence that I know I am supposed to be right where I am, right here, right now, with you, with this group, because I didn't read Carlos Castaneda when I was in school. I didn't have time for school or for reading. I was way too busy getting drunk. So this is just amazing. I'm so grateful to be here with you today. And I'm going to finish watching The Secret of Carlos Castaneda tonight. But the description of it says that he was looking for what was real. Yeah.
He was looking from what was real. Yeah. Isn't the thing, what's looking is what you're looking for. So you're looking for reality. What's looking is reality. That's what you're looking for. We just don't believe who's looking is reality. We don't. We can't even imagine it. The programming of the head cannot imagine, yeah, because it has a mystical conceptual idea of reality, which you would be included in, but everyone else that had ever bothered you would be gone, and everything else. Yeah. I'm going to look at that thing. What was the name of it again?
The Secret of Carlos Castaneda.
Oh, The
was it?
Secret of
Marilyn?
Carlos
Yeah,
Castaneda.
I want to see this.
Great,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, Marilyn, I think you're muted. I don't know if she knows she's
I
muted.
heard that one. The Secret of Carlos Castaneda. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, Marilyn was muted and then she's unmuted. Yeah.
You know, I got arrested one time
Hey.
with 1,000 hits of LSD in my room.
Ooh.
And I had a giant poster of Don Juan picking peyote.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
The star of the Carlos Castaneda books.
Okay, the complete title is The Secret of Carlos Castaneda 2018.
All right, The Secret of Carlos Castaneda. Yeah. I have to tell my friend, he probably knows it. The witches are still around, some of the witches that they talk about. Yeah. All right, anyone else? I want to say hello to Christy. There she is. Christy, how are you? Yeah, good. Susan H, as always. David Bitterman jumping into the seat assignment. Thank you, David.
Zoom light. Thank you, Paul.
Eric Platt, Miak, Jacob, Mike Clark, Marilyn. Yes, Marilyn, you're yeah, we're happy to have you. So Steve, San Diego, did you get my little message, Steve?
Last week or a new one?
New one.
Okay, I'll go look.
Isn't it called some things? What's the name? Don't tell me your thing. Yeah, I sent it. We're gonna do a talk up in Auburn, May 10th, May 11th. I think I have the right one. Yes, Jacob, we'll be up there May 11th, stuff. It's a Saturday. All right, Judy. Hey, Judy. Hey, nice to see Judy. Judy Lovins. I had a pleasure to meet Judy live. She came over. Thank you. Thank you for that. We got John in Florida. Nice to see you, John. Mika, Finland. Walter in the Netherlands. Vlad in Portugal. Mike G in San Clemente. Miak is now in Novato. Wow. Tom M, Saraswati, Alan Olson, Esther, Heather, our resident magician. Very nice. Nice to see you. She's good too, man. Very good. Who else? I think I got everyone. Gio, Lindy, Tom M, Alan Olson. I think I hit everyone. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, holding the space. I appreciate it. And all the help for the people that help get this thing together and get it on. They do a lot of service for us. And
Hey, Paul, I didn't find a message from you about Auburn.
no, I must have sent it. I'm gonna send it. Can you send me your email address?
Sure.
All right, I'll send it to you when I get it. All right.
Did the East Coast states, did I hear there was an announcement about solidity?
Yeah,
on
the
it?
East Coast, I'm gonna do be there, I think the 17th to the 24th.
And
So
where is,
18th, we're going into Doylestown,
okay,
and 21, 22, 23 will be in Dover. And so I
Okay.
think the 20th will be in Great Barrington.
20th will be, okay, so 18th, then 20th. Okay, cool. Awesome.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
See you, everybody.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Shanti, Shanti,
Thank you,
Shanti.
dude.
Thank you,
Kathleen,
Kathleen.
we'll see you soon tomorrow, Kathleen. Yeah, I'll see everyone.
Okay, I just emailed you, Paul.